Meet Edward, a Russian-Australian who lived in America before moving to Australia 8 years ago. He shared the biggest misconceptions foreigners have about Australia, whether it's an overregulated country, and answered a hot question: does Australia need more foreigners? I'm Chernov, your insider to Expat Life. G'day!
What do you think people don't understand? People from abroad, outsiders, don't get about the country, don't understand about Australia.
People, you don't understand how big the country is. So for example, when we fly to Bali or other places, the flight itself is 6 hours and it takes 5 hours just to get out of Australia. The way that financially the country is set up in between, within the employees, once again, it's coming back to the fact there's no competitive companies here. So there's no real reason to overperform. Good enough is good. So they would hire people, for example, for X amount of money per year, right? Yeah. And then a junior position would be making X, and the national manager, I can tell it to you from experience, will be making 2X. So the difference in between employees, the pay is so negligible, which is very different to what it is in US. In US, you're always looking forward to get that next job, next position, learn that new skill. Here it doesn't matter, it's good enough, you'll be okay. You're still gonna live comfortably, and unless you're gonna open your own business, it's gonna be all the same.
Yeah. How's your perspective of Australia changed through these 8 years when you just arrived? And what do you understand about the country after 8 years living here?
So the main drawback for Australia, for me personally, was the fact that it was undeveloped in the sense that there was not really much to do in the evening, right? I mean, most of the places were closing early.
Yeah, before 8 years ago.
Yeah, before 8 years ago, yeah. So, yes, from in the morning or early afternoon, you had multiple options to go to and places to attend. But since then, because of that competition, especially after COVID, more businesses are competing for customers. That's benefiting the whole country. Like, I have many more options now where to go and what to do. The fact that the country is being developed, like tunnels are being built, there's a constant construction. I am in the tunnel industry, and I know, so Australia is one of the few countries where the tunnel are still being built predominantly over refurbished tunnels compared to other countries in the world, like Europe, for example.
Someone told me, actually, my friend lives here, he told me that the tunnels, they get city less busy, but they're quite confused. The navigation is quite confusing. So it's kind of hard to get out and get in and this kind of stuff. It's
yeah,
messy.
that's true. Comparing to US, when you drive on US roads, tunnels and roads, exits are clearly marked. So you can see, you drive and it says, okay, exit 2A, and then you just look at the sign and you exit according to the number you see on your navigation system.
Yeah.
Here in Australia, it's very different. And it doesn't matter if you use Apple Maps or Google Maps. In your navigation, it says exit towards that road, and you look at the signs, you slow down, there's no name of that road on those signs, and you're just pretty much guessing where is it to exit. Yeah. And it becomes very difficult, especially in tunnels, because the GPS is lagging, so that's how it is.
Living without overworking sounds great, but after 20 years moving around, I've learned there is no perfect place, and you have to try different countries to find what fits you. For people like me who keep moving, good health is what makes this lifestyle possible. And that's why you should check out Safety Wings Nomad Insurance Complete Plan. This isn't just travel insurance, it's a comprehensive yearly plan designed for expats and long-term travelers. It covers emergency care, regular checkups, cancer treatment, mental health support, and even maternity. And all of it in over 180 countries. You can visit any doctor you like, even cover it when you visit in your home country. It also includes extras like coverage for delayed luggage, stolen items, and even accommodation cancellation, because stuff happens, right? And if anything goes wrong, they got a 24/7 support line, so you're never stuck alone. Just one Nomad Complete Plan can make your life on the road way easier and a lot less stressful, which is important. So hit the link in description, get covered, and explore the world with peace of mind.
In the US, which states you live in?
So we lived in Louisiana, south of Louisiana, worked in the Gulf of Mexico, and then we lived in Oklahoma, but we've traveled to all 50 states. We've been to all states, and then, we have definitely some experience to compare with Australia. Yeah. Comparing US and Australia, one of the main differences is that if you can see here, most of the people are here fit. They exercise, they look good, they slim. Where in US it's not the case, especially in the areas where I used to live. Yeah, that's number one. Here's a very laid-back atmosphere with a work-life balance. US is mainly work, where here's a chill situation. Like we're filming it on Friday, 11 o'clock, and yeah, it's no problem for me to take some time off work and then, I have that video done.
For me, it's just my second day in Australia, and in Sydney I already see that people don't talk about work that much. Mostly about like the surfing and like running and the hiking and like living life. So
that's correct.
That's the thing about Australia.
Yeah, that's correct. So a few years ago, I worked as a sales guy for a company. So in the summer time, and by the way, right now we're in February, and that's what February summer looks like in Australia. So I would normally go and visit 2-3 customers before lunch, and then go for a swim on the beach, have lunch, and then just visit a couple extra customers after lunch. So that's how chill it is, and no one really cares, no one checks, and very laid back atmosphere. That's how most of the people work. You see a lot of traffic in the morning around 6-7 o'clock in the morning. That's when everyone goes to work. And going back home, 2-3 p.m., that's when most of the people are done. One of the cool and fun, interesting parts you notice here in Australia, that's only you know that if you've been living here for some time, is that when you make a domestic flight within Australia, no one really checks you. I think there was the case 50 years ago for other countries, but as far as I know, it's only Australia doing that. So you can, I physically booked a ticket for my brother when he came to visit me under the name of Mickey Mouse. And he just walked in with a QR code to show that he has a boarding pass. No one checks you, ever. And it doesn't matter what airport you go to within Australia, no one checks your ID, no one checks anything, you just walk in and fly.
Wow.
Like a bus.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Also heard that there are a lot of regulations. People think that Singapore is regulated, but I heard from friends that a lot of rules, a lot of regulations, and that's doesn't help you to start a business compared to, let's say, China. You can start a business, you start selling, and then you do the legal part. In Australia, is no way to do it. I guess. I don't know.
We have my business, we have my wife's business as well, and I can tell you, mainly because of the lifestyle and the fact that there is enough money there, government authorities like taxation authority and other authorities that do overlook. But never I had an instance where I was checked by a government authority on reporting or there was difficult. There are government departments here that do take care of you as a consumer and they do take care of you as a small business. So if you do qualify as a small business, there's some things that, for example, landlord can't do to you. So they can't jack up the prices on your rent. They can't kick you out. They can't do this. They can't do that. So the government plays a big role in managing employer as well as a business and landlord. So I have not had a single instance where there was some challenges from the government or from state government or federal government on opening up or managing a business.
After 2 years in the US, what do you think, like, for you, the biggest differences of life?
From the perspective of an immigrant, and that took me a lot of years to comprehend, was a job market for an employee. So I did it yesterday, if you look at the top 200 most largest companies in the world, there are only 2 of them from Australia. So only 2 Australian companies in the top 200 by market capitalization. And that's considering that the country is number 11, number 13 per GDP. So, which indicates that if you are a specialist, a particular specialist, and you come to Australia, you think that your experience would mean much and you'll be making a lot of money. That's normally not the case. Here, plumbers, carpenters, electricians, they make much more money than regular employees, engineers, and that's one of the reasons why many people don't go to the uni. You see, most of the uni students are foreign students. You also see that many people open businesses. It took me a few years to understand that and go towards that route of opening their own business. Growing up in Russia and in the family of, my mom, she's a teacher. Education was very important for us. I had that understanding of you always want to be highly educated in order to make more money, be more successful. Yeah, here it's not the case, and it did make a massive shift in my mindset.
Yeah, and also like you have this skill migration program, and you have a list of jobs that Australia want to have here. And someone told me there are actually like a lot of like blue collar jobs that they want to import from other countries.
Correct. That's correct. So you can. There are several routes on how you can come to Australia legally. Skill migration is one of them, but an easier option would be if a company can sponsor you. So, for example, a couple of days ago, a friend of mine asked me.
You watch my channel?
Yeah, we do. My husband and I watch the channel all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, can I take a photo? I'm so sorry. Can
Sure.
I have a photo with you?
Sure, yeah.
Sorry, Sash, can I call you
You're
back?
from Australia?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I'm so
Here we go.
sorry.
No problem. Take your time.
Sorry, man.
I know
I'm
it's
so excited.
regular.
Sure.
We're literally watching your thing in China.
So small.
Yes,
Wow.
he's 8 weeks old.
Sit there.
Sorry, I'm
No
so...
worries.
My husband will be so jealous. We loved your short. We loved watching the ones you did in China. They were so cool.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Really interesting.
Yeah, more China videos are coming.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
It's made us want to travel. We've like booked out time next year.
Oh, that's
so-
cool. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to
Have a good day.
meet you.
Have a day.
Australia.
Thank you. This channel is now my full-time job. But before, I worked as an engineer, brand manager, I ran a media agency. But YouTube is actually my dream job. Small team, big profits, everything is done remotely, and it aligns with my passions and values. So some of you might be also thinking to start a YouTube channel for, let's say, some additional passive or semi-passive income. So I made a video lesson for you where I break down my 5-step strategy, which helped me to grow this channel to almost 350,000 subscribers within just 2 years. I also used the same one to grow my other channel, different language, different niche, to 300,000 subscribers, and I always use the same strategy when I help my students and clients to grow their channels. I also explain how this blueprint can help you build a semi-passive income stream of at least $10,000 a month. So I'll leave a link in description, click it and grab it if it's still available.
What I was saying is that another route to legally come to Australia is if a company sponsors you. So a couple of days ago, a friend of mine asked for his brother. His brother is from South Africa, and he's a professional welder. And just literally went to a few companies here and asked if they needed a welder, if they're ready to sponsor a welder. And yeah, a lot of blue collar opportunities here in Australia. And if you're really, really good with what you do in your own country, you can find a sponsorship here in Australia. You come either by skill migration or being sponsored by a company.
Do you think Australia need more people? Because like normally economy growing when the population is growing.
We have a very smart government from that perspective here. So there are 26 billion people in Australia, and Australia, I think, is one of the top 5 largest countries in the world. So
In terms of the land.
in terms of the land, yeah. And then having 26 million people in that much land, yeah, you definitely need more. But the way they do that is that they regulate the amount of people they bring into the country, and they think of who they want to bring to the country. So if they feel that, for example, like one of the main contributors to the GDP, as I mentioned, is housing prices. So what they do is, if they see that the price starts dropping, or they don't have enough of uni students, they just open up the valve and they get more people in.
Okay.
So that's how they regulate. They continuously monitor the amount of. But over the last couple of years, we've had I think 600,000 people coming to Australia. That's for like 26 million of population, and most of them settle in big cities. That's why there are also regional programs if you go away from the city. But yeah, you can also come here as well in the regional program.
Do you apply sunscreen on a daily basis before going out?
Yes. UV levels here are very high. So just for your understanding, for the reference, right? So an average UV level in, let's say, in Gelendzhik or Sochi in Russia, or other places of northern hemisphere, that would be like 3, 4. That's the number level, right? In places like Dubai, you get 6, 7. In Australian summer, you get 15 plus. It just says 15 plus. You don't know how much it actually is. Yeah, they don't really know. So a lot of people here with skin cancer, older people, and that's just not something someone has. It's a lot. You see, I've never seen that many, but Yeah. In the summertime, you do want to apply sunscreen.
How do you think your identity changed or your personality shaped through these 8 years living in Australia?
I think I like nature more now. It's not like I didn't like it before. It's that people here pay attention to, for example, like to parrots surrounding you. Like there's so many birds. So sometimes I talk to my family, and they hear the birds squeaking. So they make these jokes all the time. Oh, you might be surrounded by all these parrots again. They see them everywhere. So I'm more cautious about the environment as well. I guess from that perspective, I just didn't think about that before. When we were thinking where to immigrate, Australia and Sydney appeared to be the best option. If you think, and whoever's watching, just ask yourself those questions. So what is that important for your own city where you live? When measuring any city, just what is that important? The work opportunities, right? Work-life balance, how clean the city is, how safe it is, what the weather is like, and so on and so forth. So there's a list of categories you can grade any city in the world. And Sydney, in my opinion, is the #1 city that gets the most score, the highest score. However, it won't be the #1 in anything in particular. So it's just the best average across the world.
Why do you think that's the case? It's because it's like, for Australians, it's good enough. Everything, traffic is good enough. Like the customer service is good enough. We don't want to improve it. It's like enough.
Yeah, that's the case. That's a side effect of people living lavishly here. Basically, there's not too many competitive businesses, as I mentioned. Not too many competitive companies as well. If you go to a business, most of the time they give you a okay service. Purely because they will have so many more people coming to them anyway. So for example, we're in Sydney right now and we have our favorite shops, like chocolate shops and coffee shops. The latest time that these places close is 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, and it doesn't matter if it's a weekday, it's a weekend, 5 o'clock they close. And I'm talking about the shops that are located on the main central Sydney streets, right? So you literally see people lining up to get in before 5 o'clock and they're just kicking them out, which is frustrating on one side because you want to spend your money. However, it's a great opportunity for those who want to open up your business. If you're good with what you do and you're decent about the customer service, I think Australia is one of the easiest countries to open your own business. No experience, no investments, relatively speaking.
Hey, I've launched this Telegram channel where I'll be sharing insights from my guests, travel tips around Asia, and also my thoughts about YouTube, marketing, business, and even life. It will be cozy, personal, and free of charge. So join me, just scan this QR code on the screen or click the link in description and I'll see you there.
How is the work-life balance in Singapore? How is it like over there?
I think for work-life balance, I'm not the right representative person to answer it because I work for myself. It's like, if you compare to Sydney, definitely more hustle and bustle. For example, you WhatsApp your partners or your clients at 8 p.m., 9 p.m. And they WhatsApp you back. So it's like business kind of never stopping. You constantly. You can choose not to reply, but it's kind of common practice to be online. So
here's a common law that they passed just recently. I'm not sure if it was if it's in this state. There's the law that they passed in this state, or if it's across a whole country. That if you contact your employee after regular work hours, they can even prosecute you for that.
Wow.
For even contacting them.
Wow.
That's how much life is way more important than the fact that no one is stressed. That's a result. Look at the numbers of average lifespan of people. Australia is among the top ones. And you know what? It's not very I talk to the people I know. Sorry, they say my grandma passed away. My grandpa passed away. And you ask how old the grandpa was. It's oftentimes more than 90 years old. That's just not an exception. It's a pretty regular practice. So people are chilled and relaxed here.
Do you think it's sustainable? I mean, on a global scale, still Australia has to compete with other countries, other nations, technologically and stuff. So you think within 10, 20 years, Australia will be the same very prosperous nation?
It's hard to say because the world is changing so rapidly now. However, due to the geographical location, we're so isolated from the troubled world, to say, and we have all these resources. we don't really need to be competitive. In reality, all the country needs to do, and the population is so low, all the country needs to do is just to maintain the rule, like the law, and keep just to make sure the government does the right thing.
Yeah.
And if we need more money, we'll just open up the gates and we'll get more people in. And you know what? Or we sell more iron ore, or we'll send more coal to China or to Asia, or we build more solar plants and we'll sell energy to Singapore. There was that project that they thought about to having a
I saw
core,
that one.
yeah, from Australia to. So because of that, we're so isolated and we're so independent from what's happening around the world. It's unless something really bad happens, I think it's a lucky country. Australia is a lucky country. We've never had an economic slowdown over the last 30 years. The last one, I think, was end of 90s. Even during the GFC, 2008, 2009, there was really nothing. Just constantly more and more prosperous country every year, and people are living better and better. And unless something spectacular happens, I do believe it will continue like that.